Here we go.
Hey guys, I'm Chris,
And I'm Andy.
and today we're going to be discussing Disney's latest live-action remake, The Lion King. So let's get right into it.
So going into this movie, I was very excited because the original Lion King is actually my favorite animated movie of all time, and I know it's yours too.
Definitely is.
It's super good, super rewatchable, and I was very excited for this walking into it, but walking out of this movie, I felt very disappointed.
Yeah, unfortunately it was a major letdown for me, but before we get into all of our negatives, we can talk about the obvious. The visuals were completely stunning in this movie.
Yeah, they were great. The visuals were so good. I wouldn't say as good as the Jungle Book's visuals or even Endgame's this year, but they were very good. Some of it felt a little wonky at times, like with the mouse. But overall, it all worked for me, and seeing like everything come to life and the Pride Rock and Simba and all that was just awesome.
Yeah, it was breathtaking, honestly. It felt like I was watching real animals, and I would say it's about even with the Jungle Book's CGI for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no doubt that it's going to be a contender for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So another great thing I thought about this movie was the characters, Timon and Pumbaa, obviously standouts in the original. And Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner in this movie were so dang funny, and they brought a lot to it.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's laugh was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I really liked James Earl Jones reprising his role as Mufasa. Always great to hear him.
He was good.
Fantastic
powerful.
in the character, so iconic.
Yeah, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Scar.
Yeah.
Great bad guy.
Menacing for sure.
Yeah, very menacing. I was fine with his Be Prepared song. I know you didn't really like it.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. It felt like a speech. Like, I just didn't like that at all.
They changed it up, sure, but it was fine to me. I thought the hyenas, the two guy hyenas, were good, but the girl hyena, I think they were trying a little too hard for.
Yeah, I think we're on opposite ends with that. I don't like any of the hyenas. What they did with the hyenas in this movie is disgraceful. I'm not a fan at all.
I thought that the two guys were fine to me. They're funny at parts, but I mean, I guess I get what you're saying.
The girl was cringy to me. Like, anything she said I didn't like. And then the two guys, it felt like forced humor, and I never laughed once when they were on screen.
Yeah, I disagree with that, but anyways, Donald Glover as Simba, he was good.
Yeah.
He wasn't like as good as the original, which was who?
It was Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. And Donald Glover did bring a lot though. His voice, he has a great singing voice, and him and Beyonce flowed well off each other. Beyonce also pretty good.
Yeah, she was.
But the character wasn't given much to do, in my personal opinion.
No, they even added a scene for Nala to show how she escapes to go find Simba with Timon and Pumbaa, and I almost fell asleep during that scene.
Yeah,
extremely boring, felt out of place, and was unnecessary.
So as much as I love the original Lion King and as entertaining as it is, I gotta say, and I hate to say this, but this movie felt so bland, and it was pretty dang slow and boring.
Yeah, it fell flat in almost all aspects, and I think the main reason why was the CGI characters weren't conveying their emotions as much as the animated cartoon. And I identify with the original voice actors much more so than the new voice actors. Like, I've grown up my whole life watching the original Lion King, Jeremy Irons as Scar, Matthew Broderick as Simba. I identify with that, and I just was not emotionally invested in this movie for most of the time.
Yeah, I gotta say, there was like something missing, something there, like that Disney magic wasn't there. The voice talent was good, but I just feel like they weren't motivated that much. I don't know what it was, but something about it was just missing. But in like the editing in this movie, I know this is like weird like critique, but it was like so many fades, like so lazy. I feel like just the behind the scenes. I feel like they just wanted to get this movie out just to say they had the Lion King, you know?
Yeah, make that money.
Yeah.
And another thing I didn't really care for was the score. Now, the original score from the original Lion King is one of the best scores of all time. Hans Zimmer won the Academy Award for Best Original Score, I believe.
Yeah, it's great. And this one was so bland.
Yeah, like, there were so many notes that felt off from the original.
Yeah, the songs in this movie that they sung, like Beyonce and Donald Glover, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, was really good.
It was.
Hakuna Matata was good, also very good. But the score was definitely missing. And some songs, though, weren't perfect, though.
No.
And, like, also some songs weren't necessary.
One sequence that really felt off from the original was I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Yeah.
Like, in the original animated movie, it has all the colorful animation, and it's a really intriguing scene, and in this one, it fell flat as well.
I think that this story, The Lion King, is told much better in animated form. Like, for example, in the stampede scene in the original, when it zooms in on Simba's face and like shows him how he's so scared, and then in this one it just cuts to Simba just looking completely normal.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even feel suspense. Not once in this movie did I have much emotion when Mufasa died. I didn't really feel. I felt sad, of course, but
Yeah.
I like in the original. I'm like crying when I see it.
I am too. It's really unfortunate that it happened that way. Like, I'm not a fan of how many of the scenes were executed, and like you said, there wasn't that emotional punch throughout most of this movie, and it's really sad.
Yeah, it was definitely missing something. I mean, the visuals were fine. I still think they were not the best this year, and the acting was good. But I just feel Jon Favreau in the Jungle Book, when he directed that, had some great magic to it.
Yeah.
This movie was missing that completely.
Yeah, looking back on it, if I ever want to go back and watch The Lion King, I'm going to watch the original animated masterpiece, and I'm probably never going to watch this movie again, unless it's on, like, Netflix and I have nothing else to watch.
I don't even know if I would rewatch it then.
Yeah.
It's just, why would I even go back to this? Because it's such a bland remake. And also, one more thing I was going to say, in the final battle, Simba and Scar, it was so like boring to me.
Yeah.
I was in the stakes weren't.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, the stakes weren't there, and I just feel like it was just so much better told in animated form, like I said.
And while it is the same exact story, per se, as the original, it just was missing so many elements that I loved from the original, and it's really sad.
They even added some scenes that were completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
One of them was so dumb, literally. And I think that the story has nothing to do with why I don't like this movie. It's just, it felt bland, but see it for yourself and let us know what you guys think about it.
So now we're going to give our overall ratings on The Lion King. For me, this movie fell completely flat and is nothing compared to the original classic, and I'm going to give The Lion King a 6 out of 10, just barely fresh.
Yeah, I hate to do it, but I'm also going to have to give it a 6 out of 10. It fell completely flat for me, and it was pretty disappointing.
I think that's going to be a wrap for our review of The Lion King, so be sure to like this video, comment your thoughts on not only the new film that just came out, but the original animated classic as well. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to us. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.